is going to be accepting 1.2 million people within the span of 2 years between 2021 and 2023. That's mad. Mad. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome and I hope you stick around. If you're an oldie, thank you so much for coming back. My name is Nneka and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to be talking to you guys about things you should know before migrating from Nigeria. I specifically picked Nigeria because I was going through my analytics a few days back and I realized that most people that watch my videos either live in Nigeria or are Nigerians, and I was really excited about that. So that's why I wanted to specifically make this video for migrating from Nigeria to Canada. Yes, I know I've made a video like this before. I think it's almost like 2 years ago. I think I made this video 2019. That's almost like 2 years. That's 2 years because we're already in 2021. But I think within 2 years I've learned so much about Canada. So much. Some of these points I'm going to give might be similar but not similar to the T, but most of them are brand new points, and I feel you should know about it, especially if you're coming from Nigeria. Okay, the first thing I feel Nigerians should know is taxes. In Canada, you pay taxes with everything you do. You're paying tax. If you want to buy a loaf of bread, you're paying tax. If you want to buy egg, you're paying tax. If you want to buy water, you're paying tax. If they're paying your salary, you're paying tax. Whatever you're doing, you're gonna pay tax. And compared to Nigeria, in Nigeria, if you want to buy bread, you don't go and see how much is this bread. 300 naira. Okay, take 300 naira. Or if you give her 500 naira, she'll give you a 200 naira change. Even though I know that now they're trying to enforce it in Nigeria for people to pay tax, but tax is not like a huge deal in Nigeria compared to Canada. Canada, every single thing you purchase, every single thing you do, you must pay tax. And they take tax very seriously here, that sometimes if you don't pay your taxes, you might be fined. If they catch you, they will fine you. Like, it's actually a very huge deal here. So when thinking about the amount of money you're going to spend for groceries or you're going to spend for anything, you also have to incorporate tax as well. So talking about income tax, in Canada, taxes range from 15 to 40% depending on the amount of money you make. If, for example, you're making within $100,000 in a year, your taxes is gonna be about $30,000, meaning that you only have $70,000 left for you to do whatever you want to do with. The higher your income, the higher the tax. The lower your income, the lower the tax. Okay, so those that just work 20 hours in a week, the taxes for them is very low compared to someone who is working full-time. And most times, like, you don't really have to pay your income tax yourself. Sometimes your employer pays the tax for you. So whenever you're getting your salary, your tax was already deducted from it. For the companies I work for, my income tax, my company does take it from my salary. So I don't really have to bother about paying my taxes. So yeah, you just have to keep that in mind because it's very important. The next thing you also have to keep in mind is location in relation to languages. Most of you guys know that Canada is a bilingual country. English and French is the most used language in Canada. So you have to make sure that wherever you're moving to, you have to Google and also check what's their primary language in that province or in that city. Because I know sometimes most people just feel like, oh, it's Canada, they speak English. But no, that's not the case. The primary means of communication in Quebec is French. So most people there speak French, but you can see some few people who speak English as well. Ontario is my province and it's an English-speaking province. So whatever city you're going to, you have to search and see if English is their primary means of communication. Why language is a huge thing? Because Nigeria is an English-speaking country. It would be nice if you migrate into somewhere that you can communicate with people freely and you can understand what people are saying. But that does not mean that you shouldn't learn French. French is actually an asset to have. If you can speak both French and English, it's a huge asset. When I was applying for a job, on the job description they always say speaking French is an asset, meaning that like if you are able to speak French, you will get more opportunity compared to someone who just speaks English. I don't speak French, by the way. You kind of have an upper hand over those who just speak only English. But if you can't, no problem, we move. You have to research and make sure that whatever province or whatever city you're moving into, they speak the language you're most comfortable with. So now the next point is weather. I spoke about this in the other video, but I also wanted to bring it up again because the difference in weather is huge. It is massive. Someone like me, I came from Ukraine, so I've experienced the cold, icy, snowy, freezing weather. But winter or cold weather is not something a human being can get used to. Even the Canadians that have lived here all their life, they still cover up when it's cold, right? So just imagine coming from a totally different climate. There's no means for you to transition, just like I did. So if you're coming into Canada, right, for the first time from Nigeria, I would advise that go for a city that is less cold compared to cities that are very, very cold. For example, now British Columbia is not as cold as Northern Ontario, and even in Winnipeg too, it gets really, really cold in Winnipeg. If you want to make your transition easy, you have to really, really research about things. So weather is a huge thing, especially when you're coming from a very hot climate into a very cold climate. So try to go for cities or provinces that have like lesser or more mild weathers compared to the harsh ones. Okay. So now the next point is vocational skills. Skills. Apparently, in my last video, someone asked me this question, like, what are the skills you should have before moving to Canada? I didn't answer that question because it's very, very relative depending on who you're talking to. Some people might have interest in hairdressing, some might have interest in photography, some might have interest in cooking. So it all depends. But one thing I should let you guys know is that having a handwork is actually really, really good. Like, you benefit so much from having handwork. I just feel like just having a handiwork just gives you multiple streams of income. For example, now, like, to braid hair is almost like 150 to 200 Canadian dollars to braid hair. I don't think you see anything less than 150 Canadian dollars in Canada to braid your hair. Let me check how much that is in Naira right now. CAD to Naira, that is 45,000 Naira. And that's the least amount of money you can ever see to braid your hair. So just imagine like braiding like 3 people's hair in a week. Even though it's 2 people's hair in a week, that's like $300 extra for you. And the thing is that also, like, people like to tip in Canada. People love to give tips, right? So even though you're going to charge $150, you might be tipped $40, $10, like $20, depending on the person and depending on the amount of money they want to tip you with. So I feel like having a vocational skill, having a handiwork is something everyone will benefit from. And in Nigeria, Nigerians, we are so talented. Like, Nigerians, we are so blessed and we are so hardworking. We like to do things, like we dey hustle, like we love to hustle, right? Even though you're like making hair, baking, cooking, whatever you're doing, you can develop your own clientele wherever you are, just to make extra money or make extra income, which is very good. So now the next point I want to talk to you guys about: free healthcare and no free healthcare. I think most people just think that in Canada everything is free, like healthcare here everything is free, but that's not the case. Healthcare is free to some certain extent, but not completely free. If you're coming to Canada as a student, your school is going to be under an insurance company. It comes in a package, like it comes with your tuition fee. Health insurance is going to be part of your tuition fee. Like, it's compulsory for every international student to be under some kind of health insurance. So indirectly, you're not actually getting free healthcare. You're paying for it, and it doesn't cover every single thing. Some insurance companies don't cover dental care, so you'd have to pay for your own dental services. Like me, now that I'm done with school in Canada, I have my work permit right now. The company I work for has a health insurance company under them, so they cover our healthcare, but not 100%. The plan I am on right now, if I want to go for a dental care or I want to see a dentist, the plan I am on right now only covers like 50%, just 50% of the amount of money I'm going to spend. So if I spend like $500, the insurance is just going to take care of $250. So yeah, healthcare is free, but it is not completely free. I just want to like clear that up, because most people always think that healthcare is free in Canada compared to the US is way better. Like, you cannot even compare the healthcare system in Canada to the US. Canada healthcare is just way better, but it is not also free. Just have that in the back of your mind. If you're coming as a student, you're paying for your health insurance. Okay, so now the next one I want to talk about is transportation in relation to transiting. Canada is a huge place. It's also mind-blowing to me because Canada is a very large place. For me, I feel like Canada is like a continent on its own because of how large it is. It can get kind of tricky and kind of difficult to move around, especially if you're just a new immigrant into the country. I advise that you go to a city that has good transportation system, because if you go to a city that has bad transportation, it's very hard for you to maneuver around. Or if even though the transportation system in that city is bad, at least let the city be small. So something has to give. So either you go for a big city that has like good transportation system, or you go for a small city that has either good or bad transportation system. Either way, but something has to give. Moving around can be very difficult, especially during the harsh weathers, during winter. Just imagine waiting for the bus during the winter season. It can be very difficult, especially if you're a new immigrant from Africa or from Nigeria, right? You're not used to the weather, so you need to be able to stay indoors as much as possible. So generally, I'll just advise you guys, like, if you're coming into Canada, like, try to do your research. Like, do your research to the T, especially if you're choosing where to stay. So always try to research very well, just so that when you move into Canada, it will be easier for you to transition, right? I just wanted to make this video because I felt like I've learned so much since the last video. And just in case you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on your post notifications so that you can get notified every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Bye.